Welcome to another CEO Wisdom podcast. We have Andrea Dallan with us. Andrea is CEO at Dallan. It's a solution and systems for thin sheet metals. He's also an author and a sales guy, started in sales. So we're going to have a fun conversation today. This podcast is brought to you by podpar.com. If you want to start your own podcast, scale your own podcast, monetize podcasting, you can go to podpar.com. Andrea, welcome to the pod. Tell me a bit more about yourself and what you're up to nowadays.
Thank you, Charles. It's nice to be here. I'm a CEO at Dallan. It's a company based in Italy. We produce machines and systems for processing sheet metal, which means roll formers, punching machines, and laser cutting machines. We are based close to Venice. And we actually have a subsidiary in the States. So the United States is a very important market for us. And we are 190 people at Dallan, and we do everything from the concept to the installation, the concept, design, manufacturing, and installation of these systems. And these systems are used to produce profiles or products that come into our everyday life, such as metal ceilings, for example, or drywall profiles. And as I said, so we have quite a few installations already in the States. And as we see that there is a huge demand for automation and quality machinery. So, and we are also a second generation company. So the company was established in 1978 by my father. And so I'm following as a second generation, and we have pushed the growth of the company to the dimensions we have right now.
Very interesting. What is impressive to you about Elon Musk's mega factory?
Well, the vision. I would say so. The difference between this type of industry and ours is that Elon Musk is targeting a market which is much wider than the one we are targeting, because producing cars is not the same as producing systems. Actually, so if you have seen some of the videos of Elon Musk's mega factory, you see some of the machines that are inside these factories are quite similar to the ones that we supply to our customers. So robotic systems for the assembling, stamping systems, and so forth. The thing that I really admire in Elon is the capacity of standardizing the product and really thinking an old style, a mature product as a car into a completely new, different way. So if you think of electric car today, you think the first name that comes to your mind is Tesla. So I think he has achieved a great result. And with these mega factories, he's really, that's testifying that being focused on one product only or one product line only is what brings to success, which is what we have done as well. In much smaller scale, we have focused on one type of machines only and targeting a very limited part of the market, which is the systems for manufacturing thin sheet metal.
So Italy rhymes with fashion, good food, and fast cars. Do you have automotive as some of your clients?
Yeah, we do have automotive. However, it's not our main market. What we can say about the Italian style, it is something that comes into our machines as well. So every time we design one machine, it is to produce one product that will eventually end up into one of our customer's house or the end user house or locations. Like we produce, for example, rolling shutters, Venetian blinds, and a lot of companies come to us in order to have our design of the product, so they can claim that they can have some Italian design or that they can market a product with Italian design, which is quite funny, but it happens many, many times.
Well, it's funny, but it also makes 100% sense, you know, like
Yeah.
in fashion, when you see made in Italy on your shoes or whatever, it just changes the game. So it seems like a low-hanging fruit I would double down on as the CEO.
Yeah. So it's something that we should be targeting even more. So we should be stressing even more on this point, Charles.
And they're beautiful machines as well. If people want to check on Dallan.com. Um, do you build these or do these come from China?
No. We build everything internally. So from the design to the manufacturing, all our suppliers are European, mostly Italian suppliers. Of course, these machines require a lot of engineering, not only from the design of the mechanical part, but also the electrical design. Even the software is something that we produce totally internally. So this is it is very important for our customers, because we can give our customers not only the machines, but even the service or teleservice, and it is something that not all our competitors can do.
Right.
We're
And
proud of doing everything in-house, Charles.
yeah, it's like it's beautiful machinery. I love like fine engineering. Um, and I guess that's a big difference also with China, that sometimes cut corners. China is good at copying stuff, and I have respect for copying as well. A lot of people hate copying, but I do have respect for it. But yet, like, it seems that taking the time to really engineer fine machines from the ground up could yield better outcome. How do you test the durability of your machines, though?
Well, machines, first of all, we have machines that are over 30 years old and they keep working. So uh, the way we have always designed our machine from early on, and the way my father has always worked, and he has transmitted to us this philosophy that the machines should be lasting for decades. What we see today is that the electronic part of the machines tends to become old much faster than the mechanical part. So after 20 years that one machine is installed, we noticed that some components such as the drives or the PCU units, the electronic components mainly, they have become old and they are going out of production. So for this reason, we have programs for revamping the older machines in order to give them an extra lifespan, and our customers can really use it up to 35 years old along. So we have tested it on the field, uh, really.
Very cool. And I'm guessing it's large orders. Who are your typical clients? How do you reach out to them, and what kind of ticket size are you selling, and how long does it take to typically close a sale?
The sales cycle is quite long because it can last years, literally. We get our contacts mostly from trade shows, but lately, and especially after the pandemic, we have invested a lot in our communication through master classes, webinars, podcasts, and this has proven to be very, very successful. So spreading the word through this media has helped us to reach out a much broader audience. And that program, How It's Made, that shows how products are being produced. So we have started showing our machines exactly with the same logic in internet, and this has proved to be very, very successful. It has saved us a lot of time as well in explaining the machines.
Yeah, there's these ASMR video that are quite trendy as well, just for the noise of the machine and seeing the machine in action. There is this fascination of humans
Yeah.
to see how something is punctured. We've seen also these YouTube chains in which they blend some iPhones, and maybe that would be fun to see like some iPhones punctured.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's a bunch of
Yeah.
growth
So
channels.
yeah, that we are not doing TikToks, so we are doing something that is that tries to be a little more educative, because so our target audience is engineers or managers or people who are really trying to understand that technology, finding out what kind of advantage it can get to them. Based on that, I wrote even 2 books that were very important for us and for our customers, because when one customer is buying a machine, he's not really buying a machine, he's buying a solution, and the solution is to one specific problem, and the problem can be increasing productivity or increasing automation. Why? Because he doesn't find people to run his production, or reducing the amount of energy per part produced. So we have identified all of these problems, and we have created a framework where our the readers first, because it is not only for um, a framework for understanding Dallan machines, but it's for understanding manufacturing in general. It gives a framework to understanding how fast can the return on investment be when buying large equipment, which we call capital equipment.
And how do you keep these machine energy efficient for saving more money and saving the environment?
Well, there have been a lot of developments lately. Well, machines used to be controlled with analogic controls until probably 10 years ago. Today, everything is run in digital. And well, this new technology allow to reuse energy, to use completely the energy that we absorb from the network. And for example, if we are moving a mass and we are breaking it, and we are stopping it, we can use the energy of for braking to feed some other processes of the machine. This can generate savings up to 20-25%. And moving out from hydraulic technologies, going to servoelectric technology, we can get savings up to 70% in energy. And also, in the terms of saving raw materials, we have technologies that, compared to the traditional technologies, can allow savings up to 15-20%, just because we changed the logic how the product is made. And for this reason, we target companies that are 50, 100 people, but even we get to multinationals that have tens of thousands of people, because our typical customer is an OEM, so a company that is producing large quantities of similar products, like a producer of shelving, metal door frames, as I said, metal ceilings, and all these types of products. Well, the list can be very, very long here.
The research process, how do you choose what is next in terms of products? How do you conduct your R&D?
The R&D is fueled by the requests that come from our customers. And typically, so we tend to focus on very specific markets and on very specific types of clients, and they should have common problems, because if more than one customer has got the same problem, this means that we can develop a technology which can be used by multiple companies. Of course, we can do something very custom and unique solutions, but then so the cost of research and development would be too high for the single customer to pay for it. So in order to keep the solutions cost effective, we look for machines that can be useful to a number of customers. For example, lately we have developed the systems for coil-fed laser cutting. which has proved to be extremely successful, and it's very much requested even in the United States. And laser cutting is one machine that that gives a lot of flexibility in terms of metal cutting to a large to a very large audience. And in fact, here is where we get the most views for our videos, for example, and also an increasing number of demand requests for new orders.
How do you pick your humans? And do you sometimes wish that your humans would be fully replaced with machines?
Okay, so in our job, so we rely on highly competent humans, and the process of recruiting is very long, and also we have. I have to say we have professionals and technicians that work for us for a whole lifetime. So they are, after 40 years, still working with us, and these people have a huge amount of knowledge, and this is really priceless. But at one good day, they are going to retire as well. So we are hiring young technicians, and we are giving these highly skilled senior technicians the possibility to become teachers inside our company. We are so to teach to the younger generations. We are so our job is to help our customer do more automation, but internally to Dallan. So where we are working to in the automation is in the automation of the IT infrastructure and of the logistic. But eventually, for the type of work that we are doing, so the presence of the mechanical, the electrical, the software engineer that will develop the solution and assemble the machine is going to be, we're going to need it for a lot more years, and it's also part of the fun of the work we are doing.
Your dad, does he still spend time in the business, advise you, and do you think you're making him proud?
Yeah, well, he's 79. He still comes to the company every day, so a couple of hours, and it was kind of his dream. So he always said to me, I want to be 80 and still be able to come to the company. So I think he has fulfilled his dream. He likes to keep in touch with his older customers, and well, I think I'm sure he's proud.
Right. Where can people find out more about you?
Well, they can visit our website, Dallan.com, and there is the link to our masterclass, the webinar, the podcasts, and so on. Or they can look for me on LinkedIn, on Andrea, just looking for Andrea Dallan, and so get in touch with me, and we can have a conversation over there.